take anything away from tonight, don't say that shit ever again in your life, in your private. If you're taking a shit and the thing look like somebody that you might know, and you look at it and you say it in your head, you don't say that shit. You see somebody pass by you, he bump into you, you pissed off, don't say it.
Even it sound like the era, like nougat. Don't say it.
Nah. Don't even say that shit at all. That is what you're going to take away from tonight, and I don't know if you are going to take it away, but that's it.
JobberTears podcast. JobberTears podcast. JobberTears podcast. JobberTears. We got Wilkins, Mrblacc, Janelle from the HR best squad. Every single view, no one can take guard. Vision of the crew, unstoppable in your face. All I say, we speak the truth in every single debate. Out our way, every week we bring and take the topics. The fusing optics, the fans have live party, it's on and popping. No one can do it like this. The viewing party commence after crew excitement. The best show to find is JobberTears podcast. We hold it down. They know us now. We take the crown. JobberTears podcast. We hold it down. They know us now. We hold it down. JobberTears podcast. JobberTears podcast. We hold it down. They know us now.
It's on, baby.
Why was that? Why was that? Oh, wait, can y'all hear it? I wasn't sure if y'all could hear it.
We on the song's on iTunes now.
Oh, it's on iTunes?
It's on iTunes.
Man, I really hate
It's on
giving,
SoundCloud, too.
I hate giving credit to those that
AKA
really
Jamaican
get it.
goat. I put the
Why, when you just did it?
No. Is it in ears?
No, it is not. So,
Ox, baby.
Yo, can you turn the aux on, please?
all right, ladies and gentlemen, Jobber Nation, welcome to an exclusive episode of a JobberTears podcast. As always, I am Janelle. Can I finish? I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc. We do have a special guest with us that we will introduce in a moment. Shout out to everyone that's watching on the live feed on Instagram and on Facebook Live.
Nigga, Lord have mercy.
Share. Apologies for the CP time, but you know, we got to make things right. Things don't have to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist, so we're gonna take our time with this one. Shout out to Mrblacc that's on our Facebook Live right now.
No, IG Live.
Oh, IG. Excuse me.
Yo, shout out to Mrblacc. Top 5 chocolate brothers that in the game.
Top 5.
Top
Wait,
5.
who?
Top
Okay,
5.
let's name them. Okay, so you got Mrblacc.
We have Mrblacc. It's Mrblacc.
Singles.
ACH. You know, he quit.
That's problematic as fuck.
Problematic as hell.
Problematic as fuck right now.
Problematic as hell.
You know, I was on the bandwagon.
Hold on, I ain't done.
Swerve.
Isaiah Scott.
Shout outs to Swerve
Top 5.
and the Swerve City podcast.
Who else is in the top 5 right now?
See, let's think about it.
Leo. Leo's in the top
Leo
5.
Rush, yeah.
You can't deny that. Y'all niggas is not in the top 5. Y'all in the top 10. So relax.
First of all, you guys are a stable. For those that are watching on live feed, we do have the amazing team of Prolific representing Warriors of Wrestling here in the building. But you guys are a stable, so I'm not talking about you guys. Not about y'all today, okay? Before we
Swan.
do...
Rich Homie Swan.
Yes.
Rich Homie Swan. Shout out to Mrblacc. Point that out, man.
Oh,
The legendary
yo, and
Rich Homie
first of
Swan.
all, shout out to Mrblacc for actually participating in this whole situation.
Yo, Willie.
Yo,
Mac,
Willie, hold
I
on,
love
put
you.
it on me real quick. Willie
I
Mac,
love you.
Me and Sir Wilkins will be at WrestleCade in 2 weeks. We will bring you a JobberTears podcast shirt. I promise you.
What size are you? Ask him what size.
I mean, you're gonna be a
What
solid
size?
2X.
I know he's solid 2. I thought
You're
he
gonna be
liked
a solid 2X.
like his fried chicken and milkshakes. I heard about you. It's good. Popeye's chicken sandwich. I see you, Willie Mac, out here.
But before,
Yo, I don't understand how Willie Mac is eating Popeye chicken sandwiches, milkshakes, and
Wait.
doing moonsaults like it's easy like that.
Willie, can you confirm?
Willie Mac, you are a legend. You are a legend, Willie Mac. Sip your Hennessy, eat your fried chicken meat.
He's a 2X.
He's a 2X.
See, I said 2X. See, I was right.
Big boy
I said
Willie
that.
Mac.
I
You
said-
the man, Willie.
I said that. So
You
Willie,
the man.
my word is bond. We are coming to WrestleCade to invade our very first
Shout out
time.
to Willie Mac in the building.
And we will bring you a JobberTears
Been
podcast.
fucking with
shirt.
Willie Mac for a minute, son.
Yo, this is why they hype.
This nigga Willie Mac is back.
I hear it.
Huh?
Listen, brothers, don't disrespect him like that.
What?
You know what Willie Mac. You know what Biz Holes from down there. You know what the moon salt's about. We know what it all is. We eating at Thanksgiving. Don't let him get it. Don't let him fool you.
Anyway.
Shout out to Willie Mac.
Before we do jump into...
I used to be part of the big fella club, so I understand.
Yeah, you're not a part of Team Thickums anymore. I'm so sorry to hear that. But you said you're large.
That's the cutoff, brother.
Like, that mattered. Like, when you go to H&M, do you...
I feel sexy, man.
I bet.
Man, I can get all the clothes now, man. Cause nah. Let me tell you a story about these hating ass.
I need you to talk into the mic, though.
Oh, he's hating ass skinny niggas. So let me get my camera on me, son. So back in the day, man, let me tell you.
Back on me.
So I'm talking the story, man. You see me? So
Okay,
back in the
listen.
day, man,
You got 2 minutes. Go.
So like I used to wear 3X.
Talk onto the mic.
So I used to wear 3X whatever, and niggas go to H&M as a joke. I see extra small, laughing at me, B. Laughing at me, B. Ha, you can't wear this. Had to go Old Navy. That's why Old Navy.
Old Navy's still lit.
Legendary, B.
Old Navy's still lit. Big and
Lit.
tall.
But now, B. But now.
Plus size.
I go to H&M, man. I don't want to buy no clothes. Just to prove that I'm still loyal to the big niggas. You feel me? I'm a big nigga at heart, B.
Wow. Anyway,
Shout out to Willie Mac.
Willie, you dead have made my day. I'm not.
Now
gonna
we have
hold
Willie
you.
back on the live
Yo,
feed.
I've never have seen that shit.
Yo,
You have
Willie
made
Mac,
my day.
Willie
son.
Mac, son.
Yo, Willie Mac, what you doing July 4th?
Facts. Yo, Willie, save July 4th.
I am dead serious.
Willie, listen,
July-
put the camera on me. Willie, save July 4th. We will talk at WrestleCade. Promise. It is.
All right.
Before we do get to our interview, I do want to. It is a somber. It's been a somber week for us here in New York, in the wrestling community, because we have been going through all types of emotions because we have lost one of our fallen brothers. Matt Travis, who is a part of the House of Glory family, had passed away this past weekend. So we do want to acknowledge him. And once again, HOG will be having their No Limit show this Saturday in honor of Matt Travis. So I did want to, I don't want to start the show off pretty sad, but I do want to acknowledge that because here at the JobberTears podcast, once again, we are a family. And, Sir Wilkins has a very, direct connection to HOG. And, the rest of us know a lot of people that have come through and in and out of the school. And Matt has always been nice, always has been funny, always was willing to help those around him. So we definitely want to at least honor him for 2.5 seconds. And, for the rest of, of everything that we do, we always want to keep in mind of independent wrestling. So we wanted to acknowledge, once again, the passing of Matt Travis. So make sure to go out to HOG and to support. Once again, this is a time to lean on anybody and everybody in the wrestling community. So I think it's important to acknowledge that. Other than that, yes, you can.
So, I didn't want to leave a somber note on Matt.
It's too somber.
Matt is like, so I got a great story about Matt. So obviously I train at HOG. Matt has always was one of the nicest people to there with me. I couldn't do my back rolls because I don't know why I can't put the left hand down for some reason. So then Matt came to me. He was like, yo, I'm turning you to a superstar, bro. Come with me. And he helped me with my back rolls and everything of that nature. But one of the greatest stories I have about him is that we rode together once because I had to help him with a promo in Brooklyn. We had to shoot it was like 2 hours in Brick City. My nipples is hard and shit. And had to shoot a promo.
Jesus.
But we rode. He drove me home. And throughout the ride, he's just giving me jewels about the business, how to deal with certain people. Because I was having trouble with not fitting in with certain cats. He's like, yo, don't worry about that. He was just giving me amazing advice. And I just want to leave it on that note of how great of a guy he was and how amazing he was at what he did in the ring and outside of the ring. So I just want to tell that little mini story about him.
It's a really, really good memory. So once again, shout outs to everyone, friends, family of Matt Travis. We do have you guys in our prayers. And then we want to also thank every single person that came out to our AEW viewing party this past Saturday. We packed out. I was surprised as hell. We packed out Playwright Irish Pub. So thank you to everyone there. We will be back at Legends in about 2 weeks' time. No, it's next weekend. Shit.
Next week, right? Next
weekend, Survivor Series weekend, for NXT War Games and for Survivor Series, and also celebrating Sir Wilkins' birthday. So the flyer will be out. The flyer is out for Survivor Series, and we will get the information out for War Games coming soon. So make sure to RSVP. And also, Sir Wilkins will be taking 32, and I said 32 chops. So we're going to do a sign up come Survivor Series night to chop the birthday boy. Okay? So What's going on the live feed real quick before we do our introduction?
You know, everyone is simple saying hi to everybody.
Hi.
Everybody saying their prayer hands and everything for young
Mac,
Mac.
yeah.
You know, everybody's saying everybody's feeling, Willie Mac,
Willie Mac.
FNU,
Willie Mac is a part of the FNU, what he don't know.
Of course. Me.
No, you.
I'm honorary member, B.
Honorary, okay.
Honorary member. I wasn't always his size, B.
I'll hold it. All right, heard you. But all right, we are going to get into our interview. As everyone knows, Warriors of Wrestling has their upcoming show this Saturday, Intergender Warfare, in Brooklyn, New York, with the likes of Prolific that is in the building. You also have Tasha Steele, my girl Ariel Monroe will be in the building. Big Swole, also Violet Darius Carter. Who else is on the card?
Oh, shout out to Big Swole for signing to AEW.
Allegedly. I'm sorry. I'm the type of person until I hear from the person's mouth, that's when I know. So allegedly. But if she did, much congratulations, much owed to her.
She did good in dark.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
I'm sending positive vibes to the atmosphere.
Always positive. So we have the privilege and honor to have the owner. Am I correct? The owner of Warriors of Wrestling here in the building. Tell the viewers who you are, how long you've been in the business, and what does Warriors of Wrestling mean to you? Let's start off with that.
Well, I've been in the business over 20 years. I was trained by the unpredictable Johnny Rods at Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn.
Shout out to Johnny Rods and everyone that's come through that school.
Yeah, Tyrese was from there.
Lord.
Had a fallout with him back in 2007. And me and a bunch of guys left and did our own thing. We wanted to do one show. He said we would fail. That was 12 years ago and about almost 200 shows ago.
All right. So, Wilkins, do you want to start off with the first question? Or
so you want me to go start off? Yeah. All right, cool. So, as we all know, you have a name in the business. Mm-hmm. Good, but a lot of bad. I have gotten we're just gonna be honest. We're just gonna be honest here of what's currently going on, why we brought you on the show, and because our friends deal with you, so there has to be a good side to you, obviously.
Absolutely, everyone's experience is gonna be different.
Yeah, everybody's experience, but I've heard a lot about you. Us being within the indie circle within the Northeast, we've heard a lot of things about you, and I'm gonna keep it a whole ass buck because we're on the podcast. So you said some racist ass shit.
I did.
So
yeah,
I never denied it.
You never apologized for it either.
Yes, I did.
We haven't seen that. I haven't seen that side, and I'm not going to say I haven't seen it. So I'll say Wilkins hasn't seen you apologize because what I've gotten is one side. So that's why we brought you on to hear about your side. I've heard your side vaguely, but, here on the JobberTears podcast, we love hearing from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely.
Let the horse talk, drink some water, carrots, whatever. But
carrots.
Yeah, so the story I heard was you use homophobic terms to some people. You also use the N-word a couple times, and some derogatory terms about black people. So
I think that word is the one.
Yeah. But it was like some lip things. I think I saw on that one. Not a big deal. Another thing we have to talk about is trashing other promotions on your Facebook page, which is weird within this industry. I've heard about that as well. You can clear that up. Yeah, you have the floor.
Okay.
We're willing to have this conversation with you.
One thing, just if you don't hear me.
Oh no, I hear you.
No, we hear you perfectly.
I hear you.
You're good. You're good.
This
well,
is
let's. What do you want me to get at first? The homophobic slurs were a post on Facebook in 2015 or 16 where I said this scumbag cop is a faggot. He's not gay. He's my ex-brother-in-law.
Okay.
That's where that was.
All right.
He attacked me at a Christmas party, and I went off. But it wasn't about. It wasn't homophobic. It was the word faggot. To me, that's not meaning gay. That's just the word.
Okay.
And he's not gay, so it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I understand it was at a different time. It was at a different time in the world.
Yeah, a few years ago.
But you got to acknowledge what you said, and it wasn't what you just did.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not denying anything I said. The thing with Dark Side.
Who is Dark Side? Explain who Dark Side is.
Well, the N-word that you brought up.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought you some pictures of what happened to my school, which caused me to use this word. Feel free to look.
I feel like we're on Judge Judy.
No, because you know what? People seem to not realize what happened there when my school was.
Put some of the pictures in the camera for the live feed.
That's the posters on the wall that were burnt up, except for one. Keep going. Keep going.
Slide up, please.
That's the wrestling ring.
That's the ring, y'all. That's the ring.
That's the remnants of, I guess, the leather straps of the belts. Looks like more belts.
You know how Breakfast Club has like that judge? That's exactly how I'm feeling right
Again,
now.
the belts, the wood all charred.
So for the most part, this place was burnt down.
Torched.
Yeah.
Place was
Okay.
torched. So
was
here I
destroyed.
come with my mouth saying what I said. Now, what I said was about one person or one group of people, the people that did this. I didn't generalize a race of people. I didn't say everybody is. I said this person who did this person with this social security number, this fingerprint did this. That's what I think of him. The word's a bad word, right?
Yes, it is.
I think saying that is, what's the worst thing I can say about somebody that did this to me? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that qualify as a...
But I mean, at the end of the day, is it more or less a tit for tat thing, or is it, you know, a thing where, because I don't know who did this, I don't, you know, that's none of my business. My thing is that in every problem there's a lesson to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is going to be like, what would have been the benefit of reacting in that way? Where now how it's taken, because perception is everything. Mm-hmm. So if I would have read it, I'd be like, who the fuck is he talking to? Or if someone that, you know, knows you would have been like, I know exactly who he's talking to. I know where he's coming from, because not everyone knows your intention.
Understandable.
So that's the thing. Like when you're kind of not in the spotlight, but when you're kind of on a platform, you have to just be a little bit more mindful and ideally of like who it's going to get to or who it's going to affect, because then people can go back and say, well, Joe doesn't like black people. He doesn't like Hispanics. He doesn't like, you know, people part of the LGBT community. And, you know, no one wants that for you. I think for us, and just me personally, I want to see everyone succeed. You know, for me, I've seen my boys train and start at your school. Mm-hmm. So my wish for them is always positive. So therefore, even with your school and with you, it's going to be positive. But not everybody's going to want that. So the thing is, it's just at the end of the day, you know, what was the real benefit of doing, you know, reacting the way that you did?
Well, I mean, I was pissed. I mean, first, I can't remember how my mindset was in the spring of 2011. This is how old this was. This started coming back, and this wasn't the guy who did this. This was all dead. He didn't bring this back up again. These are just people that are looking to start shit that are doing this. And then, of course, he starts up again, and now you got what you guys seen. As far as I didn't apologize when this happened, when I said this, I did say I shouldn't have said it. So I did apologize.
Is there any proof of that?
There was a radio show. It's not around no more. I did it on the air.
But have you written it out on Facebook? Because it's so. My whole thing is that, like she mentioned, perception is reality. Mm-hmm. The perception is you haven't taken accountability for it. You said, "Hey, I've talked about it on the radio show before. It's no longer around." If it popped up again, because I've seen it pop up a few times. Every time I've done gone to a show or done things, people have texted me and or even messaged me on Instagram or whatever, like, "Yo, you shouldn't be doing it. This is what he's done." Mm-hmm. And I've known, and I understand that it's popped up on Facebook in general, because I've seen it pop up.
I've seen it too, yeah.
So you haven't taken. It doesn't seem like you took in that accountability. Like, yo, listen, this happened this time, and I am not this, and I made a mistake. I have not seen that. Even though you said you've done it on a radio show, I have not seen that.
What do you do?
I fix things.
That's my mother! That's my mother! My wife! My kids! God! You know what it's like to wake up every day in pain? And the only way to ease it is with her. Who chose to disregard his wife when she encouraged and pleaded with you time after time to get help?
Marcus, I've had enough.
The kids and I are leaving.
When I was struggling. Who are you, Bobby? You got some damn nerve blaming me for your fucking problems. Man, look in the mirror. That's what you should be blaming.
Next time, there won't be a next time.
It's broken, Bobby. You hear me? It's broken.
I have not seen that. And that's why, once again, perception is reality, where you're coming off as, I don't want to say it, but you're coming off as a racist. People are thinking you're racist. Like, we got message when this interview was about to happen.
Oh,
I'm sure you did.
Filled up with like.
I'm sure your viewership is going to be sky high.
They shit could be the highest viewing show right now.
Who
knows?
You guys tally up your numbers for this or no?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, for us, numbers is irrelevant.
So the importance of this is because you know what? You know why I brought you on this show? Is because of that situation, because some of my closest friends work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And and the thing about if we do business with you, we're a predominantly black podcast.
Mm-hmm.
How do we look like working with you and you have not, the perception is you haven't taken accountability for that situation?
I mean, before you even continue, let me say something about that. I'm going to see it from two different angles, right? I get it. We live in an era where like people dig up your old tweets and they always tag you to who you were a couple of years ago. Because I'm new to this game. I saw it. I was just like, let me look at the date. The date was 2011, right?
Yeah.
So I looked at that. I see it in a way that I didn't put you as like, this is a white guy saying this. I see it as, who is he as a person right now? You know, obviously with your company, Southern Kiss was champion. You know, you have your tag team, your television champion. No, I'm wrong.
No limits.
Yes, you have several black people as champion.
Mm-hmm.
That could be, all right, he is that cool white guy we invite to the barbecue. But it also a standpoint of, are you just doing this because like how they're that nice in the ring? Are you doing this because it makes sense for business? Or you see it as, I don't see color, I just see wrestlers?
Well, let's just talk about as far as it's best for business. Now, Sonny was my champion before he got signed to AEW. So before that, he wasn't, this is no offense to anybody that wrestles in indies, he wasn't a major star. So it wasn't like, oh, I have to have this guy because he's bringing in hundreds of people. That's not true. I had him because he was a good wrestler, and he was a very unique character. Prolific, Tyrese knew. But the other two trained with me. If it was me being a racist, if I was a racist person, if it was just to make money, and these guys are bringing in boatloads of fans, I don't have to invite nobody to my house. I don't have to cook for people. I do that. You don't have to take my word. You could ask other people. That's fact. I have everybody at my house. I don't single out or just bring in certain people. Everybody's invited.
Right, but I also see it as like, you said it out of anger, but if you say something out of anger, that usually means that you actually meant that in some cases. That's how one person may view it as that.
He just wasn't somebody that flipped me the bird out in the street. This is somebody that broke into a building that housed my school and torched it.
We definitely understand that.
No,
that is completely fucked up.
No one is negating that.
And you're obviously entitled to be fucking pissed the fuck off, especially
So,
your
yeah,
school.
it came from anger.
It came from anger, but once again, like I said before, brother, and it's a perception. And the fact that you haven't taken accountability publicly besides...
Let me ask you something. Did you know about this?
Hmm?
Did you know about this?
Yes. They told me about
okay.
it. They told
But
me
if they didn't, you wouldn't have known.
No.
So that's what most people don't see this.
And most people don't see that, but also, even if somebody doesn't see that, you got to clean it up. You have it, the key word here that's been said so far at this table, you have a business to run.
Right. So let me ask you something. So when I apologized, literally in the same sentence, 10 minutes later, not even, back in 2011, now it's coming up in 2019, soon to be 2020.
Yeah.
And I take care of it now. Let's say another 5 years. It's like, how many times am I going to keep saying?
You know
what I mean?
But you've apologized once. It's on Facebook. It's on public domain. You can leave it at that point.
Can I?
Yes, you can, because people are gonna, like he said, people are gonna bring up stuff regardless. Are gonna bring it up again.
Right, of course.
To try to hurt you.
Yeah.
But now you're at a point where, all right, let me take full accountability in every way possible to say something about it, because I'm not that type of person that people are perceiving me.
I didn't mean to offend anybody else besides this guy. I didn't mean to offend a race of people.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't my intent at all. Like I said, I was attacking this individual or that group that was responsible for this. Nobody else.
I definitely understand that, but I also see where my brother's coming from. Is one thing I noticed, technology is always evolving.
Yeah.
You have to go with the times. Again, you said something that was very key in the beginning. You said that it was on a radio show that do not exist.
Right.
So
Block Talk Radio.
like, this is where that I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm suggesting that you should now, this is a perfect opportunity to do it right now so you could clear the air, say, yo, I'm referring back to this podcast, because now it's going to be on video and on audio. So there's no excuse for nobody not to see this. Or say that, all right, he's apologizing, I move on for it. But you have to understand this. Because you said that, we live in a time where some people always want to cancel you. So people always want to bring this up
I agree,
from up until you're deaf.
No, you're absolutely right.
So I applaud you for taking this step, but now understand that you're going to be underneath a microscope for the rest of your life because of this. I get it, but the headline's always sexier than the actual story.
But,
Of course.
but,
yeah.
but,
No,
as
I agree with you.
but as we're sitting here, and I've mentioned it, are you taking accountability?
I did take accountability.
Nah. Are you taking accountability, and what do you have to say about it now? Now you're on another.
Was I wrong for saying it? Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I should
Okay.
have said it. And I
Okay.
said this prior to coming on. I said it then. I shouldn't have said it. That was my exact
Why
words.
shouldn't you have said it?
Because it offended people that had nothing to do with this, like
Why-
yourself.
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Why?
so I didn't, but I wasn't meaning to offend anybody, but this group of people.
Okay, but how could you have done it differently? From that situation
How
happened.
could I have done it? I mean,
differently? What could you have said differently? What could you have done differently from that situation? That's what it
you
is.
know, I said this. I had this conversation with somebody not too long ago, maybe within a year, and he said you could have called him a motherfucker. I was just like, I guess I could have, but is that strong enough of a word for somebody to do something? You know what I mean?
I mean, but in terms of instead of it being, a verbal battle, like, was there legal action taken against this person?
It wasn't with the NYPD, it was with the FDNY.
Okay.
The fire marshal, they investigated. It wasn't the police. Why, I don't know.
Okay, so that to me, that I feel like would be the route to have gone.
I did. No, I did that.
Right, but I'm just saying it so that the people that are watching know, like, those were also steps that you took against
that was
who did it to you. Because, I mean, no one wants to be violated,
Well,
period.
the people who owned the building did all that. They just interviewed me. It wasn't I didn't own the building. I just rented it.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
These people weren't happy that they're,
Yeah, the whole shit is, like, fucked up. So I have a question.
Sure.
What do you think is people's biggest issue with you?
I say what I want. And they don't always like that. But if you ask me a question, I give you an honest answer. I don't lie to you. I don't bullshit you. People don't like that. They want to hear what they want to hear. If Tyree said to me, Joe, what did you think of my match? I'll tell you. If it was good, it was good. If it wasn't, it wasn't. He might not want to hear it wasn't good.
Okay, so
Do you want to introduce yourself? You just
You know who
bombarded
I
the
am.
whole goddamn. I know, but
wig splitter, never quitter, big boy from Brooklyn, Tyree Taylor.
Lord.
But you're speaking to Tyree Taylor. As the new guy in the organization, I came in knowing about this stuff, as in it
Talking
was
to the
sent,
mic, brother.
it was
Yeah.
sent to me. This stuff was sent to me, and
Yeah, he was just coming in.
from people who've been through that and stuff like that. It was sent to me. I felt the way, of course, I definitely did. But I had two brothers in here who, was like, "Yo, give it a chance," stuff like that. But there were so many more reasons to quote unquote cancel Joey B. When I was starting in Johnny Ross, he said, "Oh, don't talk about him again," and stuff like that. There were so many reasons for me personally, to cancel you. All right? What I'm trying to understand, and from what I'm not getting, is the not because I'm wrong kind of apology, was because I'm confronted about it apology. That's what I'm getting right now. So I understand, as you can be sorry. Perception is everything, and I don't see it. So as a person who's riding with you, who's want to take your brand, your business, your baby to the top, I want to see sincerity when it comes to this specific issue. This right here is not just wrestling. It's not just taking bumps. This is me. This is my pride. This is our pride. And we understand that, hey, you can be cool dude, but what do you when the sand gets dug up? You know what I'm saying? So
When the sand gets dug?
when the sand gets dug up like this, and it just seems a bit defensive.
Yeah,
Which I understand, because this seems like...
It's not only that this is the defense, it's the fact that I've been through this already. That's what...
Yeah.
And I understand what he said about the technology
Yes.
changes and the radio show is gone.
Uh-huh.
But I did... When this first happened,
Sorry, coach.
Abdul Nasir Camacho came in and he goes, you know, nobody talks about how you apologized because that doesn't make a good story.
Of course.
But I still did it. There's people that know I did it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
There's a saying I've heard. If you see the world the same way at 20 as you do in 30, you wasted 10 years of your life.
Yeah, I heard that before.
All right. Are you, I wouldn't say different for lack of a better word, but am I justified in rocking with you? Are we justified to being at your shows? Are we justified to work under you and your brand? Are we justified in doing that, or is this just a little cover up? Are we justified in doing that?
What do you mean? Explain a little bit better.
As in,
because I don't want to answer you wrong.
no,
and I don't know
as
what
in
you're
you're saying one thing on the mic here, and then when you go, you're gonna sprout off to somebody who's in traffic or something like that, or behind the scenes. All right, because what we you guys mostly, we're as inclusive as ever. You know, even though you guys tend to a specific market, but we're inclusive to everybody.
So I think
You
what
get
you're
what I'm
what you're trying to say is, and I'm gonna be a little frank. I apologize in advance, ladies and gentlemen. But when you fucking leave here, are you gonna be some? Am I
gonna be a racist out of the streets?
Yeah, a racist piece of shit. That's.
I know.
It's literally what it is, because this whole thing. Hey, it was an accident. Blah blah blah. Nah, that's okay. That's okay. But it's about the character. We talked about intentions. You said your intentions was never to do something racist. You were just mad about that. But what's the character behind the man? Behind the man. Since what is this? What year was this again? 2011, right? This 8-year span, have you learned? And I've been trying to figure out throughout this process. Have you learned anything?
Or what has changed?
What has changed in your mentality?
I wish you would have said it like him. I like the.
I know.
It was easier to understand you.
I'm still a little, I wouldn't say hurt, but I feel away.
No,
I feel away.
And you're valid to feel that
but,
way.
If you go into say war, and your leader is kind of in that frame of life.
You want to know if the person
you
you're rocking with
if someone
is
you're rocking with is worth
All right,
worth,
that's fair
worth
enough.
following.
Let me ask you
worth
this.
going through. You know what I'm saying?
Forget about what words come out of my mouth. Go by what my actions are and how I treat you. Not only you, how you see me treat these guys.
Yes.
Or somebody else, whether it be Sonny, Nyla, whoever.
I mean, let me get on this mic.
Yeah, go.
Let me get on this mic. I kind of see it this way when it comes to that. Is everybody always say my actions, you should judge by my word, none of that. Nah. When you're born, when you're a child, only thing a child could do is just show their actions and that's it. But then after a while, they evolve by speaking.
Is that on?
Yeah. They evolve by speaking. So my thing is this. I don't care about your actions, but what about your words? Have you evolved enough to say that, all right, this is me, this, that, a third? Because you're asking me one thing, but 6 years ago, your actions could show who you are, but how about your words? That's where I'm going.
I hear what you're saying, but that 8 years ago, almost 9.
Okay.
But
But back to what has changed about Joey B. Like, what is it since 2011 and all this came about? What steps have you taken in the wrestling industry to, I guess, in a sense, kind of clear up, or, for a lack of better words, have people actually work with you, knowing what's already going against you?
Well, as far as this was dead for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like this was a cloud over me. When this came out again, Shane Fair, you know Shane Fair?
Yeah, of course.
ring
No,
announcer?
shout out to Shane.
I think he's watching. He said to me, he goes, "You have one of the most diverse locker rooms in the 5 boroughs." He's like, "How could they say this?" I said, "Well, because it's in black and white on social media. That's how they say
Because
it."
on paper. Mm-hmm.
Right, wherever it is. I mean, I just keep doing what I'm doing. That's
Has it worked for you though? Has it worked for your company? Because I mean, wait, can we talk about how we almost lost out for your match, or are we gonna keep that on the hush?
No, you ain't gotta worry about that shit. You ain't gotta worry about that shit.
I mean, you want to introduce yourself, but I'm just saying, like,
Hold up. So when this happened, Sonny came in and he was winning the title that night. So he comes in, he goes, after today, you're going to have all black champions. I'm like, are you trying to convince me that I'm not a racist? I know what I have, and this was before anything came out. Obviously, he wasn't the champion yet. He was going to become the champion.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was this ultimate racist, would I have anybody that's not white on my roster? You know what I mean?
But I mean, on the flip side,
Money to the business.
but on the
Each and every one of us is that good in the ring. So if you have no brothers in your ring, you ain't making
Right.
money.
Okay, but I have.
it's not
more
only
than one.
that, yeah, but the thing is that it could be the complete opposite. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate real quick. It could be the complete opposite, where you could be a complete racist and still have an all black squad, but because you wanna keep that overlaying, that's the reason why you're doing it. Which it's not, because
That's ridiculous.
but the thing is,
The owner of the Clippers, the old owner of the Clippers.
oh, I don't remember.
Well, you know what? You're right. Who was it? Who was the promoter down?
Down-
Who
down
was the
Sterling.
promoter down south? Jim Ross's friend, the cowboy.
Oh,
Watts.
All right.
Wait, but I want him to answer that question, because to me that's, I mean, just on the devil's advocate side, because
I'll
that's
answer any
how
questions.
people that are watching, that's how people that have stopped going to your shows, that could be their mentality, where it's like, well, he still did what he did. It doesn't matter actually that he put all black people. He's just putting that as like a facade, and when that's probably not the truth. So I mean, people are gonna think what they're gonna want to think. They're gonna say what they want to say, but once again, we want to give you that platform to say, like, listen, actually,
That's a lot. If I'm
that's the
sitting
last
there,
thing.
if I'm sitting there thinking I got to make this cover up, that's enough trouble booking a show. and if that was the case, believe me, he wants to be the world champion more than anybody. He tells me
I
about
know.
it all
I've
the
heard
time.
it for the past
And he
3
would have
years.
the belt.
I've heard it forever and a day,
I only aim to be the best. So why
which
not?
is valid.
So
I'm not
Isaiah
gonna
Wolf
negate
is on
that.
the- is on the mic
Isaiah
right
Wolf,
now.
a part of the Prolific, is now on the mic. Do you have a question? This guy here.
Nah, I don't even have a question. I'm like, cause I've had these conversations with myself and my brothers about this on a daily basis, even though that we knew the podcast was coming up soon. So this has been a constant conversation.
Talking to the mic.
I said this has been a constant conversation and thought to myself
I was
with
about to say,
them.
you got good posture. Figure it out.
Now when I came to Warriors, all of a sudden they told me about the dark cloud. I understood that shit. So it's like, I figured, people are gonna fuck up in their past. I'm like, out of anger, we all say some shit that, I'm not defending what the fuck he said. He said it.
Right.
I'm like, it's effective. It gets everyone riled up as we speak right now. I'm like, to be quite honest, it's probably gonna get me in trouble in the future past right now. But all right, cool, people. How many times have y'all said nigga out of anger? Now I'm not defending his actions, but we have all said derogatory shit. I'm like, not trying to put my business out there, but we have all said shit out of anger. Either we didn't mean it, but we said that shit anyway because we want to hurt someone, even not with our fists, with our fucking words. Now there's a difference, like all of a sudden, there's a difference between how can I explain this? All of a sudden you want to be angry because you think you're supposed to be angry, rather than being angry because it actually affected you. Now, this man said something 11 years ago. What he said fucked up, and I've come to him about that on several occasions when it brought it to my attention. I'm like, yo, Joe, real talk. What you did, man to man, not as trainer to student, a person who's been rocking with you for 4 years, knowing the situation that's in, because I love this business. I love what the opportunity the Warriors gave to me, and this is my brand. I'm like, so not even just him, like, yo, I'm a ride or die cat. If I fuck with you, I fucks with you. If you my person, if I vouch for you, I'm a ride with your ass to the fucking end, come hell or high water. Now this man has done some extremely dumb shit before I got there, and I'm not gonna say he didn't.
Well, let him say it.
I'm
What
like,
dumb
nah,
shit happened?
I'm like, in regards to his racist, the racist
Oh,
comment.
okay.
I'm like,
Let's
he
be
said
honest.
nigga. He said nigga in a derogatory term. He said nigger in a derogatory term, and it was fucking stupid out of anger, and we can't take that, shit back.
But my thing is, why do you resort to that?
I'm
Why
like,
is that in the vocabulary?
I know, yo, Todd.
You're asking the wrong person.
No.
He's asking the wrong
No,
person.
because I'm like,
though.
I like to consider myself a person that can see it from both sides of the spectrum. Like I said, I'm not defending his actions, but I just want us as a culture, a collective of black individuals, as a black unit, as a black culture, not in this business, but as a society, to realize this shit. Sometimes we get angry at stuff because we think we're supposed to get angry at shit. Now, if you saw a Hispanic person outside riding a bike past you on his fucking Uber Eats, and you like this motherfucker cut you off, what's the first thing that's gonna come out your mouth?
And we're not gonna say it.
I'm like, but it's the most
not on
derogatory.
this.
It's the most derogatory shit you can fucking think of. When you go to the fucking Habibi spot and they fuck up your sandwich, what is the most derogatory shit you could think of? You need to take that sandwich back to fucking Pakistan. I'm like,
Definitely not
no.
saying that,
I'm like,
but-
no. I'm like, I just want to clear the air here, man. I'm like, we live in a society where all of a sudden, I'm like, yo, we know the wrong words to say. We know the wrong words to say, and he said that shit. Now, I'm not saying I accept his fucking past because, one, I wasn't a part of that shit. I got a fucked up past, too. I'm like, Isaiah Wolf wasn't Isaiah Wolf that you see here now. Isaiah Wolf was a fucking idiot before I decided to grow and become a man and hold my own shit. I'm like, I'm going to commend Joe for what the fuck he's doing tonight. I'm like, he didn't have to do this shit. We didn't have to be here, but this motherfucker decided to put faith in me when everybody else in this industry was sleeping on me because somebody wanted to talk shit behind my back. Oh, he's not good. Or he's this and the third. Oh, this kid's not ready. But he stuck his neck out there for me.
The dude that holds a knife in his mouth? Oh, no.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, my bad.
Wow.
Oh, my bad.
Wow, we really just did that.
I'm like,
It's that
yo, but-
episode.
but-
I guess it's that type of episode.
Yo,
Because
but-
I know, I sat here for a second like, yo, who the fuck is he? I know exactly who the fuck is he talking
but-
about. Never mind.
But like I said,
I answered my own question.
Yeah, but I digress. I'm like, if y'all want an apology,
He's out of shape, though.
get it.
Yo, okay, this is not.
And he's trash.
Remember. Yo,
I'll put
like,
that out
but-
there.
yo, remember who the show is about.
I'm like,
Okay?
nah,
It's
but
not
real-
You're gonna
about
get
that
me in more
individual.
trouble, Will.
Yeah.
Nah, but
Now
real
you're gonna make people think that Joe told you that to say that shit.
Nah,
No.
But he's cool to swing a lifestyle.
No.
I'm
gonna punch you in your throat.
I digress. I'm like, every time we see something that's fucked up, we complain about this shit, and we chitter chatter about this shit. We have all these opinions, but we don't have fucking solutions. I'm like, Joe said some fucked up shit, and he's owning up to that shit. Now, I'm not gonna say like in my real talk. I was like, yo, it's fucked up. You're like, Donna, I'm sorry you felt this way. Yes, my name is Donnell. We're gonna come outside.
Kayfabe is real,
Kayfabe is pretty much the perception of making something real. This is real shit right here.
It's like telling a girl
Bars.
your dick is 20 inches, and it's really not.
I was like,
I hate you.
Yeah.
I'm like, but
Pause.
real talk. I'm like, yo,
Have you seen my quads in that singlet, though?
Oh Lord,
But
it's about
real-
you.
but real shit. He's come up to me, man, to me. I'm like, yo, I'm my bad, or I apologize if it made you feel some type of way. And that's my personal experience. Everyone else has their own personal experience about this shit. But I feel like as a unit and as pretty much one of the most popular cultures that we have in the world today, and most influential at that, it's my job, not as just one part of fucking prolific, but as a man of this culture, that we have to pretty much like you said, hold accountability for this shit. Now, honestly speaking, we come from the same fucking cloth, hood dudes. Making it.
I don't know what I'm talking about hood.
First of all, I'm about to say he is
I'm
the
like,
last
well, all right,
hood.
cool. Whatever the case may be.
We grew up in the hood.
Just because you don't always got to be a product of your environment, ladies and gentlemen.
We grew up in the hood.
Thank you.
Not
you either.
Not you either.
I'm
Not you either.
I am sorry, sir, Mr. Polo Cartier guy.
Listen, I no, but honestly speaking, I get your point of view on what you're saying.
It's the fact that
It's just I want to understand.
like, do you want? My thing is like, cause we can nitpick on this shit
Hold
all
on,
fucking night.
maybe I'm confused because.
Like, I got you.
Wait,
Like,
no. You were saying about apology. You want me to apologize to the guy that did this?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Okay, so that's what I'm confused.
No,
on. That's
and
what
so-
I'm
that's
confused.
and that's
no,
where I was
I'm
getting.
really
No,
confused
so-
with that.
And that's where I was getting at. I'm
And
like,
I'm sorry. I
and that's-
gotta be more frank again.
And I apologize for making you think that way.
That's what
but
I was really thinking.
My
I'm like, I
thing,
can't
my
do
thing,
that.
not saying
my
you're
thing
saying
is
apologize
apologize
for
for
that.
saying that word.
Absolutely, I did that before.
No, and just
That's why I was confused. That's why I was like, I can't apologize to somebody.
Oh,
for
we would
destroying my
never.
Okay, so
I apologize for using the word. I apologize if I offended. Hey, hold on, I can talk
no, I
now.
got you.
This shit-
You're not
it's
going
about
to shut
him.
up once you start.
no, let him.
I shouldn't have said the word. I said that 8.5 years ago. I said it now. I shouldn't have said it. It was the wrong thing to say. I said it because of what happened, what's in these pictures. I thought before you wanted me to apologize to this person.
no.
And I'm sorry.
Absolutely not.
I misunderstood.
It's just
That's why I was sitting here. I was like, I can't do that.
Go ahead.
My
least
thing
you're honest.
is, like, a lot of I'm paying attention to the live right now. What's good, everybody who's on the live right now, and I'm seeing everything. I know, but I'm
Trust
seeing.
me, it's better that way.
I'm
Stays
seeing
you
all
focused.
everything that's being said, and I can understand perception. He can say all those things because he's been in the trenches with you, and he knows who you are outside of all this. Like I said, I'm new. And a lot of people who you're getting new eyes on the product, and you're getting people who.
What are they saying?
Just like slave masters had people had people in the house, had black people in the house. Certain stuff like that, and
What that even makes, I don't even understand that.
black people
Slave
in the
masters,
house.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? As far as the Sterling stuff.
One person at a time. One person at a time. One person at a
The
time.
Sterling, the Ron Sterling stuff. You've employed black people. Even their races is all hell. But it's like.
Can I say something for a minute? Well, hold up. I just want to say something. Last April, something happened at a show, and I don't know if was he there?
No, April.
Some guys that didn't like him wanted him out. They wanted to gang up on him. You don't need to comment. And you know who it is. I don't.
No.
And the guy.
The one time I'm gonna say, listen to
went
Joe.
back and forth with him. I already got rid of him with some. Not as racist as what I said, but some pretty racist shit.
I mean, racist is racist.
And if I was this ultimate racist, like was written all over, whose side did I take?
No,
he's far from white.
I completely understand, but my thing is perception. Right now, What people say is like pulling teeth to apologize and other stuff because maybe you didn't understand.
No, like I said, I was, and I couldn't
understood. But my thing is new perception. New eyes are going to see this. People listen. I'm sure you're familiar with the singer Sabrina Claudio.
Absolutely not.
But it's real soul stuff, good stuff there. But
Motherfucker's a big old teddy
lost
bear.
me right. Teddy Pendergrass over here.
But people would look up, stuff like that, and automatically want to cancel her. This guy's been in the trenches with her. Talking about new perception, they're gonna cancel you immediately.
Oh, that chick that sang for Trump? Was he talking about?
No,
that was Chrisette Michelle.
That's Chrisette Michelle. I did.
I knew that.
But perception. You know what I'm saying? So if it seems that way, if it looks that way, people are gonna understand. People are gonna see one thing instead of, hey, you're sincere about.
But Tyree, how could I change people's way of thinking? There's nothing I can do to change their mind.
Absolutely, you can and you can't. Like ideally, what moving forward is.
I just want to say, on the way here, I was talking to Shane Fair again, and he was like,
Shane.
the people that want to bury you. And they don't give a shit what you wrote. They just want to look for a reason to bury you. You're not changing their mind. And their people have nothing to do with this. This guy has been away from me for years until this all started up again. These are just other assholes. No matter what I say here tonight, it's not going to change them. Now, people he's saying that probably never even know who I am that he's reading in the live feed. I don't know how to change their opinion on me. I just don't.
I mean, but I think the best thing to move forward is like, just in terms of the one thing I will say, and it's not a bashment or anything. It's just as an owner, you want to be able to be, and every show I've seen, you're present, but you want to be able to, if you see a new face, if you see someone that's never been there, to interact with them. That's the one thing I feel like.
Sucky job. Does your mother hate you? Do you have a very small penis? Does life just plain old suck for you? But do you like wrestling? Do you enjoy podcasts? Well, download the JobberTears podcast, the greatest podcast for professional wrestling on the planet. Hosted by Janelle from HR, Sir Wilkins, Mrblacc, and your favorite weird guy, Leo. The greatest wrestling podcast on the earth is called the JobberTears podcast. It might make your life a whole lot better.
Know who Joe, the owner, is. And knowing, see, like how you said, like, your house is open, you cook for people. I was like, I ain't get no invite. Where that happen? Like, where they do that at? But like, I was like, where my invite? But things like that, you want to be able to invite people, whether black, brown, white, Hispanic, like whatever. You want to be inviting. And I think all of this shit is past, and it is what it is. But it's all about how do we move forward? Like, how do we I mean, people are gonna think how they're gonna think who already have the perception of you, and that's just what it is. But you, as an owner, I feel like the best thing would be to how do you move forward from that? Like, how do you, as an owner that wants to showcase up and coming talent, how do I take it to the next level? Whether it's putting the tag titles on Prolific or having different storylines. Because actually, because we gotta go soon. I actually want to get into your show coming Saturday. I mean, I feel like we've talked all shit. Let's talk about your actual show too.
Before you get into that, I kind of want to say this. So I've been sitting there, sitting here. What happened?
So you were standing too.
So. Not the point. So sitting here, and the one thing I'm starting to notice in the pattern of today's world is like everybody pay attention when someone says something that affects them as an individual. Like, shout out to Malcolm Gladwell that was on the Breakfast Club. I was watching an episode, and he said something that Donald Sterling used to, keep black people from his apartment complex. NBA knew about this and they say nothing about it. That was a system that he set up that kept black people away. But once he said what he said about that girl, I don't want Magic Johnson there, everybody want to cancel him out. And I kind of see it as this way. Yeah, you said what you said, though, but your action speaks differently. Like, you had a black male champion before it was cool to do that. You also had...
the guy that burnt down the school was the champion.
You see?
Shit.
You see? You had Nyla Rose there before it was cool to have a transgender.
Yeah, I remember seeing her in the match.
Right.
That probably was the best match on that card that night.
I don't care what.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
And you had done all of this, so obviously,
Shouts to Nyla Rose.
Warriors of Wrestling is a wrestling company. From what I've noticed, is not a place where suppress black people, but it's a place where it doesn't matter your skin, doesn't matter what kind of occupation you does. None of that. It's all about if you could wrestle, you could come here. Let's do this together because I'm trying to build something.
So hold on. I know you're saying what you're saying, and you're saying what you're saying about the show. Blah blah blah. That's great and all. What's being done moving forward? As of today, as of right now, what is Joe doing moving forward? For new people that are hearing about this. What are you doing moving forward? Because I understand what my brother's saying, talking about the show being great, all this black champions, all this stuff. You're talking about what's going on with this future show, but that's one thing. But you as the owner, what are you doing now? What are you going to do now? We get it. People are going to fucking think what they want to think about you. Mm-hmm. We fucking understand that shit. But as of right now, as a black man, you're talking to a black room full of black people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of outnumbered.
Yeah. What are you going to do moving forward?
Minority, guys.
Like, what is the next step for Joe moving forward? Because, yes, you could put a black champion. Yes, you could put a black tag team champion. Yes, you could put over a whole black stable. But what's going to be done moving forward?
I mean,
like,
I'm
what
only...
more do you have to prove?
I don't know what you want. I haven't made any comments except the one in 2016 about the cop.
Yeah.
Who's my brother-in-law.
Yeah,
so what lessons have you learned from that? So you putting out those stuff on social media, saying those things on social media. What's the lesson from that?
Well, it's a pretty big lesson because look at all the shit that's happening.
So what's the lesson from it? Say it, Joe.
Don't put no shit on social media.
Exactly.
It's pretty common.
So that's what it is, because regardless of how much achievement that you have, that my brother has pointed out, that she has pointed out, and the guys have said about you, you keep fucking up. And I'm just gonna be frank about it. You keep fucking up by putting shit on fucking social media.
Yo, he's human.
Yeah, but the thing about it, he's human, but you own a fucking company, Joe.
I'm glad I don't have this song because my ear.
Yeah,
he's loud.
You own a fucking company. You own a fucking company.
And I've calmed down throughout the years. I definitely have.
And then you can't have people coming up to us, other companies talking about you, talking shit about other companies.
Who's saying this?
Listen, that's what people say. and if it's not true, it's not true.
I need to know who it is to say if it's true or not.
Come on, you can't move our sources, man. We the media, baby.
You can tell me off on the podcast.
That's why I had to ask D.
I'll tell you what. If it's a company that's robbing charities and shit like that, yeah, I'm gonna call them out.
Okay, then perfectly.
And they're not in New York.
But obviously now, like, it's up to you at this point. You said what you said, but it's moving forward. All the shit that we just talked about, that you made a mistake on, is lessons being learned. You have a great show coming up. And we understand the situation that happened with that almost happened with the Great Show. Am I correct, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, Janelle told
Because of your past. So moving forward, my brother pointed out, you're under a microscope.
Oh, I've known this.
Yeah, but the thing about it, you're even more on that microscope because of what Isaiah talked about. The current culture, the current climate of the world, shit like that you saying is not gonna go under the rug. And it's gonna keep coming up. It's gonna keep coming up. But now you gotta move differently, Joe. And if you say that you are not a racist as everybody else says, then it will slowly start showing. If your heart is pure, if you are truly not a motherfucking racist, it will show. It will show. You don't even have to say anything.
But I'm saying this was how many years ago? I think it has shown.
It's always gonna come up.
It's always.
Oh, it's always gonna. Yeah,
it's always gonna come up.
Like
Once again, like you said, make a statement, make another statement. That's been said, and move, and your actions.
You just gotta move a little different.
And move differently. Just move differently because at this point, shit's gonna keep coming up. People don't like you. Let's keep it a whole ass fucking buck. A lot of motherfuckers don't like you, Joe. And I have a list in my fucking message box that's like, hey, this motherfucker's a piece of shit. And I'm just being honest. And you fucking know this.
I know it.
And Mr. Marcus Marquis wants to say something.
Yeah, I just want to say this. I know I've been quiet the whole time, but
talking to a mic, please.
You want selfie mode?
Talking to a mic. Talking to a mic, please.
I got the fresh lineup. You know what I'm saying?
I was definitely looking at you like, did you have a shape up now?
Yeah. So, goddamn, what the fuck? I got you. That was the camera. The camera. I'm talking to the camera. All right. Hey, everybody.
You got a shape up. You might as well look.
I might as well look good for everything. Stop. Hey, cut it.
Wow.
All right. So for the time.
Just say you look sexy right now. So Tatiana.
Who said that? Oh,
Tatiana.
anyway. All right. Back to what I was
said,
saying.
ooh, like,
I'm lying. She's not watching.
So for everybody who do these sound bites, right? And for everybody who catches the worst parts, cause like who you said it. You said Mrblacc said it. He was like, "There's no sexiness in it unless it's like headline, right?" So for Joe apologizing, right? I want to hear that apology 5 years from now.
You won't.
Exactly. So as much as this is on, he said it, and someone said it in Black Wrestling Alliance. It said Black Wrestling Alliance.
Shout outs to him.
Black Wrestling Alliance. One more time. Black Wrestling Alliance. That said he apologized before and done it again. How many times did you have to do it? So for everybody who's nitpicking and doing all this microscoping for all the apologies that he said, I want y'all to keep that same energy 5 years from now, 8 years from now, 10 years from now. I want to hear this same soundbite, him apologizing, but it's not going to happen. You know why? Because people hate for people to do good. They want to see bullshit all the time. They want to create some shit. They're never going to do it. So
this link to this podcast, or whatever, how you share it on YouTube, they won't
yeah,
do that with anything.
they won't. And at the same time, it's like, and it hurts us as well. You know what I mean? Being that we've trained at the school, been at the school, you know what I mean? People will see our resume and not click past go because they see Warriors Wrestling. Listen, we about to take over the game for real.
I didn't need a promo, guys.
No. This is not a promo.
It's the fact that
it's fact. It's so many times, so many shows, and I'ma do it. It's not gonna be jokes. So many times I go to shows and see people on there who don't do things the right way, and it's like you'll pass us up because
Not
of the
hog
name.
students.
Shut up, stupid.
No, not even that. You won't see because of the name of the school.
No, yeah.
Like if you are so called about your business and want to further your brand and make things look good and look legit, book legit. Book legit. That's it. Don't sit there and you want to keep a little grudge and keep people who are great from being great because of your little petty grudge. That's not really a grudge because you have links with somebody else. You know, let me get off this damn microphone.
I'm like, what Marcus said.
How you just gonna drop bars and then be
Nah,
like, be gone?
What Marcus said was, yo, we get chastised for being warrior guys.
Correct. I know. I've seen it.
Yeah, we get chastised for being
Absolutely.
we get chastised for being warriors guys. All of a sudden, like, because it's Joe's company.
Correct.
I'm like, but like I said before, man, all of a sudden what Joe did was fucked up.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So these two saying they get chastised for being wrestling for me because I made a racist comment and they're black. If I didn't have them on the show, I'd be on my roster. I'd be racist for not having them. So for me, it's a no-win situation. When these guys left, somebody came up to me, you favored Donnell. And I said, so I'm being called a racist, but by my white students, I'm accused of favoring somebody that's not white.
Well, he's better than half.
Well, he's better than half of your damn
But
roster.
even if he wasn't.
I mean, we're going to call a spade a spade.
Especially with homeboy with the knife in his mouth.
Shut the
He's
hell
not on my.
up.
But that's not true either. Not that. But forget
I
about,
mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that. I'm
forget
saying that
about.
as a fan.
But do you understand where I'm coming from? It's like I'm in a no-win situation with anything.
No, I get it. You at times feel like your walls against, your back's against
You know
the
how
wall.
much trouble this guy's cost me?
Oh, I know. Oh,
for years.
Oh, I know, Joe, because I know the man that you're talking about. So I get it. But once again, it's because we all have personal relationships. You know what I mean? So people that does not know Donnell would not know the struggles.
But they also,
and
the
things
people
like
that shit on him also don't see how he takes a student aside, I'll put you over here, and helps them out. Or when he didn't get the match he wanted to coming up, I told him who it's going to, and he was the one person out of 30 who said, let's get this kid ready. So they don't see that. Just like shit that I do that's good, people don't see. Why?
Right,
Because they play the soundbite or whatever is written about me.
Which is true.
Like on real shit, I'm like, yo, I didn't come on here to defend Joe for what the fuck he said in his past. Like, I'm here because, yo, Warriors is my brand.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I've been here stepping it up when everybody else was fucking leaving because they caught a bitch fit, right? And like how the fuck I was operating or how I was surpassing them in their old fucking ways. I'm like, yo, honestly speaking, like, he's giving me freedom to help Tuesday training class, whatever I learned from guys that were better than me, to spread that knowledge towards them. Most schools don't do that shit. Like I said, I'm not defending what the fuck he did, but I'm defending the brand that I'm on that he runs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, case in point, like, yo, when you think of worse, I want you to think of fucking prolific. I want you to think of Isaiah Wolf. I want you to think of Marcus Marquis and now Tyree Taylor, because this is what the fuck we do. All of a sudden we got a massive momentum behind us. And I don't want that fucking stigmatism. Well, you work for a racist black guy. I'm like, how am I a racist black guy if you got Darius Carter, one of the best in the Northeast, that's probably going to get signed within a year or two?
You better.
Hopefully. Shit.
I'm like,
Another headache.
Like, I get it. Like, I'm like, but all of a sudden, I'm like, yo, we have a tendency of looking so much for the negatives that we get clouded by the positives that are right in front of us.
But I think that's just, sadly, that's just life.
Yeah, and
it's unfortunate.
I'm not here to try to change anyone's fucking life. That's your perspective. But y'all not gonna shit on what the fuck I'm trying to build because of a stigma on his behalf. Like,
I understand.
Like, my fucking hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and fucking injuries,
and that,
it's not gonna get taken advantage of. Or not gonna be slept on because y'all got a grudge against this motherfucker.
And I totally understand that. But Joe, this is what it is. I'm gonna keep it a whole ass buck. The N-word, don't fucking say it. That's fucking point blank. That's literally the fucking point. I don't care how fucking pissed. No, wait.
Wait,
No, I got you. Don't say it. That is it. If you're gonna take anything away from tonight, don't say that shit ever again in your life, in your private. If you're taking a shit and the thing look like somebody that you might know, and you look at it and you say it in your head, you don't say that shit. You see somebody pass by you, he bump into you, you pissed off, don't say it.
You even sound like the era, like nougat. Don't say it.
Nah. Don't even say that shit at all. That is what you're gonna take away from tonight, and I don't know if you are gonna take it away, but that's it. That is literally, huh?
That's just gonna avoid a lot of trouble, to be quite honest.
And that's it, because we all get pissed off. I say, Wolf was right. When we get pissed off, we say certain things. But then, you know what? When you start saying those things, it becomes a habit. It becomes part of your behavior patterns. Get that out of your behavior patterns. I don't care how pissed off you at a black motherfucker that's on the street. Don't say that word, because you know what? It projects that you're a racist. If you're not, you're not. But saying that shit and it's becoming part of your vocabulary is not good. That is literally the point of tonight. Because no matter what you do from here on out, like we all said, you're gonna be under that microscope. And I just want to, as we have 5 minutes left, I just want to get that off my chest. That's what I want to say that for tonight is that word is not part of your vocabulary anymore. Point blank. Even if you want to tell these guys do some nigga shit in the ring, do not fucking say that shit. Do not fucking say that shit.
Yep,
Let me ask you guys something.
That just
Do I ever say that to you guys? These guys were on the floor.
No, because that's from a previous whole show that we had.
All right, so when I was on here about like a year and a half ago,
yeah,
it wasn't. I wasn't talking about Joe.
No, and we never thought that.
But
And we
the
never-
hot nigga shit. Anyway,
Listen, for people who don't know what hot nigga shit, this is. Let me use the definition.
Yeah.
In the wrestling community, white promoters will tell a black wrestler to do hot nigga shit. What is hot nigga shit? Some athletic, cool shit that a black person does in the ring.
wait, time out. You said puzzled Joe. Look, you don't know what it is.
He was so.
He mad puzzled. That's how you know he don't.
That was
exactly.
That was the greatest natural reaction I've seen all night. He was like, "What the fuck is y'all talking
what I'm
about?"
saying. It was,
and and the funny part was every single one of us knew what the fuck we was talking about.
Right.
I almost felt bad. I was like, "Damn, he don't know."
Right, because he doesn't use that. I didn't hear it from Joe. I heard it from another company that we will talk later.
Okay.
I heard it from another company. I was just
with
like,
the shits.
oh, okay. Well, I don't do that, so kudos to you, sucker. Nah.
But that's just the point of it. And I think that's what Tyreek was trying to get to as well. Was like, there's certain shit you don't say anymore, man. Just you pissed off, you mad, you fuck. I barely use the F word anymore because I know it's offensive and it might come off the fly one day out of my vocab. No.
Oh, the other one.
Maggie.
I was saying here like
drop the M and put F there.
We see a whole bunch.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
in here, like
just take it out your vocabulary. I don't care how pissed off you are. You want to hurt somebody. You want to get annoyed. Take out your vocabulary. That's the biggest thing that you have to take away from this. Take that shit out your vocabulary.
I mean, on my end, Joe, talking to you, meeting you today, man, it seems like how that you're just a cool white boy, man. You know, you like you like Ghost from Power.
Let me ask you a question. I watched the episode.
You
of
mean
him.
Tommy?
Hold on. So you're not going to continue the tradition with me on the show, right?
What is that?
Your tradition that you had with him. I think you don't have a tradition.
What? I have a lot of traditions.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, we got a few. So
With Tyree.
what he do?
You asked his favorite rappers. I guess because it's I'm white. I don't get that question.
Oh!
Maybe you want to know my heavy metal artists.
No, actually I don't. Zero. Oh, well, I mean,
Well, yeah. Well, when you said it,
since you done said it, who's your top five? Go for it.
Well,
rappers of all time.
Since I'm older, Run DMC would be the first one.
Of course.
Okay, that counts as one.
Right. Well, what do you think? I meant 3 guys.
I mean, they both rap, so you never know.
I meant the
There's
group.
Run and then DMC. But go ahead. Okay, so Run
Biggie's
DMC.
album, Live After Death, and that's for other reasons, but that definitely is one of my favorite albums. Wu-Tang Clan, of course, and that's really the only
Are
thing.
you from Staten Island, like originally?
Yeah.
Okay.
There, back to Jersey and then back to Staten Island. That's 3. Jay-Z, and that's probably the most recent that I would know.
Yeah. Let him not say, "Hove, this show would have been off." Like, cut the cords.
Who's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably LL Cool J.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa, LL Cool is a legend. Don't say what.
I grew up in the 80s.
No bullshit. Did not see that coming.
Anything,
so that's why I was like,
anything in the 90s, like the early 90s to me.
That was the hardest line in the night. Yeah. Yo.
That's on bed. Anything in the early 90s, any type of music.
I'm free to say that
rap,
line.
I thought was horrible.
I mean, overall,
You thought I was gonna come out here and say Vanilla Ice, didn't you?
No.
Beastie
that's
Boys. Cypress
Beastie
Hill.
Boys are dope though.
Oh yeah, I would have put the Beastie, but I don't consider
Beastie
them rap.
Boys are dope.
But like,
Don't do
overall,
that.
I kind of see it this way: is your actions don't show it, and I feel like how that you don't create a system of racism that keep down the black man. You actually create a system that uplift everybody as just people. You see people as people.
Listen,
just like LAX before they became Pride.
They were my tech champs.
Proud and powerful.
They were FBO.
Like,
really? With
now we just
which I hate.
overall.
You know what that means?
It's some dumb. I don't remember.
I'll tell you off
Wait,
the
let me
I don't
finish.
know if they want it out there.
Wait. Let me finish. Overall, all of us are just entertainers somehow in this wrestling. And at the end of the day, Joe, you cool with me, man. And like
you.
how that you get the proof.
You got the Mr. Black Pass.
You got the Mr. Black Pass. You trying to smoke or something like that?
Wow.
I don't smoke.
Wow. Yo, he got real comfortable with you. He offered to smoke with you.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's
I'm
different.
Good.
Before I got interrupted, I wanted to ask the question. What you have the intergender warfare going
This
this
is our second
Saturday?
one, yeah.
It's your second one.
Second, we did one last year too.
Awesome. What made you do it last year?
I guess some of the people that used to work for me and me were kind of talking about it. What does really good on YouTube is intergender matches. These guys will attest to that. Really good. So I said,
motherfuckers like seeing women get beat up.
people from
Especially
India,
India.
in the Middle
India.
East.
Yeah.
I can show
You
my
used to say
YouTube.
that all the time that you used to watch it on YouTube.
So we said that.
Really?
let's-
Is it really the highest one from
the
India?
Your
United
brother
States,
said that-
United States is 4. So there's 3
Your
other
brother
countries
said
above
that. I think it was maybe a season or 2 ago.
Nah, cause somebody got tight that he said that, but it's the truth.
Who said that?
An Indian guy.
He got tight.
India was number 1. I think Saudi Arabia was 2.
Like one of my best friends is Indian. My son Gopal, man. You can't like you can't get more Indian than that, B.
Case in point.
What?
We all acknowledge Joe apologized. Lift the stigma.
That was gonna be at the end of my question.
Can I just say one thing? If people think whatever they want to think about me is one thing, but one thing I know for a fact I've never done, I've never discriminated against anybody for their sexual preference, their color, their skin, or anything. No matter what they think my views were, I just never did that. I got rid of people for being assholes, no matter what color they were.
People with knives in their mouths.
He got rid of himself.
So are we gonna name this episode "Knives Out"?
Knives in the mouth.
Yes.
And it's funny, and I just want to say, I know there's somebody that inboxed somebody talking shit about me, but yet they're booking somebody that made racist comments to him. So who's the fucking hypocrite? That's all I'll say.
I know who it is.
So
Anyway, so where do you see Warriors in 2020? Let's end off on a positive note. We've gone through the racist shit.
I'll tell you right now. As far as the shows will run themselves. Shows will run themselves. We have a new booker, Sal Brucaleri. He was one of my.
Thank God.
He was one of my former
Yo,
students.
I'm gonna chop the fuck out of this.
And I'll tell you what. You could ask these 3. Tyree's new, so he might not know how things used to be, but how Sal runs around with the run sheet in his hand, and this guy's all over it. He's like a spark plug with the company. My focus really now is a school. We got something called the New Breed. It's a new mentality of thinking. It's not about people's ages that people get thinking I'm going to get rid of older guys or the guys that. It's not that. It's get rid of the old mentality that used to be there, where you gang up on people and there's cliques and all that bullshit. I told my guys, I said, if you guys, I love the camaraderie we have now. Guys are there at 11 o'clock at night working out. You know, they were taking care of each other. I said, if a guy comes in next week, next month, or next year, don't treat them like the older guys that were here treated you. Bring them in, because we could form an army, and if we stick together, nobody could fuck with us.
There's power in numbers. Once again,
not Tyree, because he's old breed.
I got a
just
few
old.
words for Mr. Taylor over there, but anyway, we behalf of the JobberTears podcast, we do want to thank you for coming, because we know this is not easy. This is not your norm. You don't.
This isn't
typically
easy
talk.
for me.
This is not. Trust
I'm
me.
glad I took that off.
Trust
I
me.
want to say, in all honesty, thank you guys for having me on the show. I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me this.
I think it was important because, as Sir Wilkins mentioned, like, for us, these gentlemen are our family, and for us, and we've seen them from starting your school and coming up, and it being 3-4 years later and them being now the tag team champions of your promotion. To us, it was important to just clear the air a little bit, to have people see a different side of you that they may have not seen before, for them to understand, you know, once again, everyone in the room's point of views. It's time. And I think for it to be almost 2020, it's a whole new decade. I think it's important for you and your company, for you guys to have that kind of, not a clean slate, but some to dust off the shit. And I think it was important to do that. So once again, we do thank you for coming on. You can catch Joe and the boys this Saturday in Brooklyn, New York for Intergender Warfare. Do not cut a promo on Tasha. Okay, because I was about to cut
Hold
that
on,
ass.
before Daniel talks, if anybody, leave his inbox alone. If people that want to ask me a question, to message me.
Say it to the face.
I'm like, yo, case in point, good wrestling.
First of all, you're not gonna Barry White us on this damn mic.
Yo,
you came smooth, man, and like,
nah. Yo, good wrestling's gonna be shown at Warriors. Fuck the shit in the past. Y'all wanna know what's gonna happen in the future? Good wrestling's y'all gonna have good fucking matches.
2 minutes.
That's it.
oh Lord, you just tried to Vince McMahon all of us, didn't you? Jesus. But once again, Joe, actually tell the viewers where to find you, whether it is social media so that people can, you know, be looking.
They know where I am.
Or tell people where to find
Warriors
the school.
Wrestling. Warriors Wrestling. WarriorsWrestling.com is our website to see intergender wrestling or any type of wrestling on our YouTube channel. We have well over 125,000 subscribers. YouTube.com/WOWTV Live. The school is located at 3555 Victory Boulevard in Staten Island. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 5 to 9 p.m.
So those that are looking for a new place.
And if guys out there think that my students aren't up to task, more than welcome to come down anytime.
There you go. Oh, that was an invite, bro. That was an invite.
Bring your singlet.
Bring your singlet. Hey.
Don't talk shit about my best friend. Anyway, we once again want to thank Joe on behalf of Warriors of Wrestling to come out. I can't fucking deal.
You trying to get kicked on YouTube?
Yeah, you're trying to get us fucked up. Thanks. You can find once again Warriors of Wrestling this Saturday. Once again, HOG this Saturday in honor of Matt Travis. We do want to end off with that. You can see Prolific this Saturday. What the hell y'all do? Y'all got the gang up on me. Y'all got me fucked up. Oh, y'all the camera. I was like, they not about to gang the fuck out of me. The fuck wrong with them? That's weird. We want to thank once again Joe for joining us this week. Breaking news this Sunday. We will have the Big 4 episode live.
My son.
Guests to be determined soon, but we will do an episode of the Big 4 for Survivor Series this Sunday. And then once again next weekend we are at Legends for War Games NXT and for also Survivor Series. We want to thank once again everyone in the building for joining us. As always, I am Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins, Mr. Black, Joey B, and the boys are Prolific in the building. #Black Excellence. #we're out.